I think my favorite part about today is really just the energy around it. When you walk through the concourse, the decibels are high, the students are excited, they're sharing what they're learning at different stations. Obviously they don't have time to go to every station, but the way that it's organized, it allows them to share, encourages them to share what they're hearing, and I think also just allows them to be in awe of what we can do right here in South Carolina.
The students arrive for a 2-hour period, and during that 2-hour period, half of the group is visiting companies. They visit 4 companies during an hour. They have a series of questions, and they record their answers to those career questions in their career portfolio. The other hour is spent with a nationally recognized speaker, Brooks Harper, who talks with the students about making good choices about careers.
My favorite part about Teen CEO was the motivational speaker. He really talked about his life and how you can go to have different opportunities, but you can still be a teenager while you're doing it.
We talk to students about turning learning into earning and their passion into their paycheck. And that's where they take what they know and what they love, they put them together to get paid. And so most students are interested in getting paid, but we're also talking to them about the employability skills and soft skills they'll need to be successful in their career and in life.
We always hear about the gap between what our students have and what our businesses need, and they call it a skills gap. What we see today happening is a way of getting in front of that, getting to kids now and letting them know that GT tire plant that they pass every day or Comporium that they pass in Rock Hill every day has a job waiting on them, and these are some of the skills that they're going to need, and they've got 4 years to plan out their graduation, their high school career, to develop the skills to make sure that when they leave, not only do they get a job, but equally important, our local businesses end up getting folks working there that have the skills that they need.
I think Teen CEO is such an important event for our area and for these middle schoolers. This is 8th graders from York, Chester, and Lancaster County that have the opportunity to come here to Winthrop Coliseum. There's about 55 businesses represented. The students have done their homework. They've kind of decided what career path they're most interested in at this young point in their lives. And they actually have the opportunity to interview and ask a few questions about the company. So it's a great opportunity for them to kind of get a feel for all of the different available options that they have out there as far as career path.
Walking from table to table and listening to the questions they've asked, I've heard several students go up to the hospital and say, but I don't want to see blood. And the person that's interviewing them said, well, that's why I work in human resources, where you can work your entire career and never see blood. And the kids' eyes light up because they like the idea of working in a hospital, but they're scared of that. And so kids learning about types of jobs. Several other students went up to GT Tire and said, well, I'm not really interested in building a tire out of rubber. And the lady that was talking with them said, well, I'm in finance. I do their books. I do their accounting. Do you enjoy math? And the student said yes, and you could see their eyes lit up seeing that they had a job waiting for them in GT Tire, may not even been making tires, but being a part of that process. Watching the light bulbs go off in the heads of these kids as they realize that there are careers in fields that they never knew about, in buildings that they've driven by every single day right here, it's just special.
I think it just opened my eyes to different fields instead of just sticking only music, acting, that's it. I just found that I really like problem-solving careers and thinking on my feet and being creative and innovative.
It's helped me think about how I want to go through with finding a job and what majors I want to go into in college.
I think it's important to participate in events like Teen CEO Day. The workforce development concerns for businesses and overall economic development, they aren't tackled with one event or one day, but it does make a difference, and it does get our local students excited about local opportunities, and I think in the end helps with overall economic development.
I've had a lot of positive comments from students when I say, how you doing, how's it going? They're getting through a lot. There seems to be a lot of interest. So I know that from previous years, it's days 2 and 3 when they get back to the schools and I start talking to the students, at that point, it really is, they've had time to reflect, and at that point, their responses just are much more in-depth because they've really got to think about what they've done, and they talk to each other, so the bus rides back are very interesting. And so I would say that yes, a lot is being gained, and how much they actually gain from it sort of, it's going to evolve as they start learning, go, oh yeah, and they start sharing what they've actually seen and done. I think that's where the biggest gains come.